guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I have found a special secret location because guess what? We have a subscriber's car review for you. This is a 2020 Kia Forte GT, and what's awesome is one of our subscribers, the part of the Rady's Rides family, his name's Dylan, decided, you know what? I want to have my car featured because my car has something special. So this Kia Forte GT is a compact performance sedan to go up against the Civic Si, to go up against the Elantra GT line and all that good stuff. What's fascinating though is that Dylan's Forte GT has extra performance, more horsepower, and some very surprising 0 to 60 to really bring it closer and surpass the Civic Si when it comes to acceleration. Kia really is on a roll with redesigning their vehicles, coming up with new designs, and this Forte GT, what's great about it is you could have your cake and eat it too. It's like going to Burger King and having it your way because they offer that 1.6 liter turbocharged engine, but you have a choice of a 7-speed DCT or a 6-speed manual. But let's go ahead, let's dive into Dylan's Forte GT. He bought it 5 months ago, and see really, is this now the better performer compared to the Civic Si? Right off the bat, I love this pearl white. Really sparkles like a white diamond out here in the Florida sun. You'll notice the refresh in design, LED headlight design. I love the silver on the interior, especially the way they paid close attention to the aesthetics. You drop down, you're gonna have more exterior lighting, and guess what? Some actual functionality with the side air curtains. We come across this tiger, they call this the tiger nose grille. So no matter what Kia product you're looking at, you have this tiger nose grille shape on the Forte GT. I like the blacked out chrome along the top and bottom. And the way that they put a little bit of dark red accent in there really makes it pop, especially with the white. You'll notice our GT badge over here, very tasteful, talking about that compact car performance. We drop down, you have a little bit of gloss black, but I'm loving the projector style beam fog lamps, and then all of this is all free flowing. Little bit of a low lip extension on the front fascia, but from one side to the other, very low, very wide, very aggressive. Now when we get up onto the hood, you're gonna see some body lines. We have our traditionals that go towards the A-pillar, and then you're gonna have some slight rise in the larger portion of the center of the hood. The Kia badge, tiger nose grille. As we come around the bend, what are we working with? These are unique to the Kia Forte GT, these wheels. So it's an 18-inch wheel, machined aluminum finish, very dark gray metallic. I'm digging the red. It really works well with the red accent in the grille. You got your Kia badge, fully ventilated rotors, obviously, to give you some good braking capability. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this tire? 225 on the width, 40 series sidewall. I like on the fender how there's no stuck on fake vents or anything. Very clean, very aggressive, really. As we go down the side, Forte GT, you're gonna get the gloss black mirror caps. Also, that low gloss black side sill extension adds a lot of definition, and the blacked out shark fin antenna up top. We keep working our way back. Decent size, decent shape on that rear quarter window. I like the nice flow from the roof into the rear pillar. And then as we wrap it around the back, we're gonna see some nice touches. You have this very tasteful, nothing too crazy, trunk lid spoiler, gives it a nice kick up. We got our GT badge, your LED lighting out back. I love the clean style of that. We drop down, what do we have going on here? You got your dual exhaust, nice oval slash cut tip. You can see, one thing I'm not really the biggest fan of, and I am gonna zonk, is I'm not really a big fan where they locate the rear turn signals. They're on the low side and they're not LED. Reverse lights are fine. It's nice to have those low. A little bit of gloss black. And then I do like the rear diffuser. I like the style of it. I think the way they brought the red from the grille to the back is a nice touch. It's just this fake vent area I am gonna zonk. But besides that, super clean. Let's pop the hood and talk about the performance of this compact sedan. All right, guys, we got the hood pop. You do have a prop rod, but the good news is it's way over to the passenger side. Underneath the hood, you can see the love and care Dylan puts into his car. Not only is the outside clean, but also underneath the hood. Now, stock, let me talk horsepower numbers. This is a 1.6 liter inline four turbocharged engine. Stock, it's 201 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque. Dillon's, though, has a special race chip added. Now, what this is, it's basically a piggyback system. It's not an ECU tune or a flash, but what this race chip piggyback system is going to produce is 250 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. The great news is, like I mentioned earlier, you get your choice between a 6-speed manual or Dillon's 7-speed DCT transmission. Stock, you're looking around 0 to 60, 6.3 seconds. Dillon's is gonna go 0 to 60 in about 5.4 seconds. The car weighs around 2,762 pounds. What you're basically looking at, and let's talk about this, is that where the unit plugs into is right here underneath the hood. You're gonna plug into the map sensor and then the boost sensor down in the air box there. That's where we're gonna be able to help generate this extra horsepower by allowing that piggyback system. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this Forte GT and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside Dillon's Kia Forte GT. This is another area where really Kia is changing the name of the game when it comes to interior styling. You know, you could pick one of these up, MSRP for about $22,000. Depending on how you work your magic, you could even get it for less, but you're getting a lot of car for the money, even with the stock horsepower setup. But let's see what we're looking at. To the door panels. I love the soft touch material across the top. There's this faux carbon fiber design. Looks very, very tasteful. It's got a little bit of red to it. As you drop down, you have your leatherette material on the long armrest. The red stitching blends in super nicely. And look how tasteful even the speaker cover is. How the design kind of flows midway into the door. Smaller pocket, maybe a Whopper Jr., but definitely a ton of space for some Twinkies or a bottle of milk to wash it all down. When we get to the dash, same exact story. You got your simulated stitching. I love the design of the AC vents. You got your GT badge nicely placed in this silver trim. 8-inch infotainment system screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, very easy to navigate through. We drop down, you're gonna have your start-stop button conveniently placed. You have your AC controls, standard blower setup, and temperature setup. We have a nice little shelf here. This is somewhere where you could put some payday bars. Everybody deserves a payday. Why don't you bring back some of the classics like a Mars bar or a Heath bar? That sounds good to me. 12 volt, and then check it out. 2 USBs and an aux jack and another cubby here. I know Dillon was telling me he likes to put his peanut M&Ms down in there and just munch away. 7-speed DCT transmission. Love the red stitching. The gloss black, just a little sprinkling. It's like putting some sprinkles on some ice cream. You got your different drive modes, which I'm gonna have Victor kind of showcase back on the screen up here. You have Sport, of course, that's where we're gonna be at. Smart, Normal, and back to Sport again. I like the way it shows the car. You can see the engine, everything underneath the sheet metal. 2 simple cup holders, good old-fashioned e-brake. The armrest is a little Rubbermaid-ish, but you know what? It's at a good height. And then the seats, love the stitch work, GT embroidery, and then I'm really digging this design. It's a cloth, but the stitch work in the center all the way down looks really, really great. The red piping takes it to another level, super clean. Tons of headroom in here. So you could do your autocross event, you could put a helmet on, you got plenty of room in here, especially with 250 horsepower. You're gonna surprise the heck out of everybody. But why don't you come over to the business end? I wanna show you behind the wheel of Dillon's Kia Forte GT. All right, guys, here we are, business time, behind the wheel of Dillon's Kia Forte GT. You do have manual seat controls. If you want, you can go GT2. It's an additional $2,200, and that one of the things you're gonna get is obviously the power seats, also ventilated and heated. You can see the nice touches, the brushed aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle, because this is the 7-speed DCT. One of my favorite things on the interior is the steering wheel. flat bottom. Love the brushed aluminum, the red crisscross stitching, a little bit of gloss black, and then you have paddles on the back of the wheel to go up and down the 7-speed dual clutch transmission. And then the dash, simple, straightforward, and clean. It's backlit LED. You got a smaller LED display in there that you could toggle through different information, which is nice. And then you have your analog speedometer and fuel gauge. But it's a very, very clean setup. Nice, just laid out, easy on the eyes. And the steering wheel is really my favorite part. But we're not going to get into the back seat of this. We've done other Kia Forte GT reviews. I'm not even going to get in the trunk. Why don't we? If you're ready, I'm ready. I want to take a 250 horsepower Forte GT for a spin. All right, guys, we're inside Dylan's 2020 Kia Forte GT. This one, though, has a little extra sprinkling of something that we all love, and that's extra performance. Now, before we get into that performance side of things, driving one of these Kia Forte GTs, the car is comfortable. The way that the interior is set up is very smart, and it offers that flexibility of having the 4 doors. I know when you look at one of the main competitors, like I said, which is the Civic Si, you do have 4 doors or 2 doors that you could choose from, but I really think that the 4-door layout in this Forte GT really just helps the body lines look even better. The gauges, backlit LED, they're simple to read, easy to see at a glance. Visibility out the back, even with a little bit larger headrest for the rear passengers, it's very, very clear. And the steering wheel is definitely my favorite part of the interior. Perfect thickness, the stitch work is great. It's one of those steering wheels where I'm telling you, if I blindfolded you, you would think you were holding on to an Audi steering wheel or a Mercedes-Benz AMG steering wheel. I mean, that's really how nicely laid out the leather and everything is on it. All right, guys, here we are. We found some nice open road. We're really going to experience Dylan's Forte GT. Remember, like I said, 250 horsepower out of a front-wheel drive, little compact performance sedan. Sounds just about right to me. So here we go. On throttle, wait for that boost to kick in, and we are off. Little bit of spin, nice smooth shifts. Going to this left-hander, back on throttle. Wow, I'm telling you right now, you can feel that extra horsepower, definitely the extra torque getting you off the turn. The Forte GT itself has wonderful handling characteristics, and that extra horsepower and torque is just helping the whole process along. Look at this, here we go. It's so nice when you come out of the corner with the DCT. It really is in that right gear, and the DCT is doing all the shifting itself for me, which is wonderful. Super smooth, great feedback coming to the wheel. Now, I would like to, now that we have a little extra horsepower, I think one thing to do would maybe work on the suspension a little bit, because remember, it's a total package. It's not about just taking your car and throwing a bunch of horsepower at it. That's fun. But once you get to some of these twisty bits, you want to have a nice balanced package. So that is a direction that you could take this car in and maybe do a little suspension work to kind of fine-tune things to really even allow you to take greater control over that extra horsepower. But definitely, you are going to notice a difference. If you were lucky enough, like I am, to be behind the wheel of Dylan's Forte GT, you're going to notice that extra power right away. And it really is a blast to drive, which is wonderful. All right, guys, here we go again. I'm actually going to start from a roll. I shut the traction control off on throttle. Here we go, spinning up the tires. We are now off and running. This thing is a blast to drive. Really, really is. Look at this. I'm telling you, the power, you could really, really feel that extra horsepower, especially right there. Super smooth shifts on the brakes, feeling good. Come out of the turn now, here we go. It really shows what the 1.6 liter turbocharged is capable of, and you could even get more. I mean, this is just a piggyback system. This isn't something like Dylan went out and got a different intercooler, different downpipe, different this, different that. We're talking about everything being from the factory except for that race chip setup, and it really is a nice overall balance. Very, very impressed with what they have done with this car and getting the extra performance out of it. All right, guys, one last time, I want to kind of do a quicker roll on throttle in this Forte GT. Let's straighten up the road on throttle, drops down, here we go. Nice shifts, great sound. Really allows a car that already was fun to be even more fun to drive. And the great news is you unplug everything and nobody's the wiser. That's what I really like. And you don't have to make mods to anything else. You can literally take that race chip system, plug it in, it's plug and play. Dylan was showing me there's an app that he can adjust it on the fly from his phone. So if you want to have that kind of flexibility when you're adjusting the different settings on it and whatnot, just allows it to be a total package. But we're going to go ahead, get back to our very special undisclosed location for this one and wrap it up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day. These are the days I really cherish, not only where I get to meet subscribers and the people who are behind Rady's Rides through thick and through thin, but also feature their cars. And I want to get out there and definitely meet more of you and feature your cars. But we definitely got to thank Dylan for this one, bringing out his Kia Forte GT. I think the way that he has it set up, the only modification he's done is that race chip system. To have that extra power and performance is quite surprising and a ton of fun to drive, and you're definitely going to surprise a Civic Si driver, 1, 2, 3, or 100 of them when you leave them at the light. But if it's small performance compact cars like Dylan's that you want to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it out to Crown Vic. He's out here in the Florida sun. He's wearing a special Rady's Rides hat to protect his head from the ultraviolet rays. Thank you, Victor, for all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.